Hi everybody, welcome back to Slone Stitches. If you're new here, my name is Jess and this is my channel all about cross stitching. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. How you doing? It's been 2 weeks, so we're back here for another Tuesday update. Today is September 16th. We are halfway through September. That's exciting. Time's flying. I cannot wait for it to be the holidays. I am so happy to be in the middle of Halloween and fall stitching right now. You don't even know, but wait until you see Christmas. I'm just so ready for holiday stitching. Life's been life, and it's all I can say. We're right in the middle of volleyball season. The StitchCon waitlist went live last week. 2 weeks? No, 2 weeks ago almost. I had my form submitted and the screenshot that you have to take for your Instagram story, right? Taken before it hit 12:01. We're getting into StitchCon, man. Hopefully if you want to go, you got your name on the list too. We're going to go straight into stitching because I thought I didn't have a very good update coming up for you guys this video, and then I started getting all of my notes together last night to film and realized that I worked on a lot of things, and there's a couple of new starts and there is a finish. Actually 2 finishes, but one that I'm going to show you on this video. And I've got some plans because of course I do, because it is the time of the year for plans for me. Plans include a little bit of haul because I mostly bought with a purpose this last couple of weeks because I did have plans. The exception being Marketplace. I got my Marketplace order in the mail yesterday, so I will show you the patterns that I bought from Market. I've got a lot of goodies to show for plans, so that's exciting. So let's get straight into it. I am sort of back on my rotation and through my whips, with some exceptions. If it's a project that's going to come up for like Halloween or fall or Christmas or just anything, I might not necessarily stitch on it unless it's just calling to me. But I did dip back into the rotation for quite a few projects this last couple weeks. So very happy to be getting progress on some projects that haven't been out in a while. So let's go with the first one. The first one I'm going to show is one that you're just going to see every single update the next couple of months probably, and that is the wolf from Cottage Garden Samplings. This is my car line stitch. If you're new, I started this on my son's first day of school this year back in August because his school mascot now that he is in middle school and then in high school is the wolf. So I started on August 14th. So we've been going for a month now on this, which is crazy that school's already been back in session for a month. I'm just moving some stuff out of the way. There is a hanging thread on this. When the bell rings, man. It just gets put back in the bag and I get ready to go, because if you're not ready to go, you're going to get honked at. Let me just do that. Put something behind it so that you can't see through the fabric. I'm doing this on a piece of 36 count linen in the color Nothing from Mystic Fabrics. And here's where he is. He's coming along. His face. I'm going to bring you right in. Look at his face. Oh, I love him. This fabric is so hard to see in the car, even with, I think the natural light honestly makes it worse. The fabric itself is a little fuzzy. I mean, that's the word I'm going to use, is fuzzy. It's fibrous and it kind of reflects the sun. So I try to time it so that I get in the line when I'm under a tree. So there's a little bit of shade. It doesn't work very well. But he's coming along. So I had said before, there are a couple of places where I messed up and I did either over 1 or over 3, and I had to kind of fudge it somewhere in this general vicinity, and I'm not going to show it to you or tell you where because you can't really see it. So that's just my business. But I did also mess up with one of his eyebrows. Something over here, he's going to be a little chonky, like something over one too far. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a little chonky. So his eyebrow's kind of off, but you can't tell. And that's kind of why, if you're wondering, did I start coming in to do the eyes before I finished anything over here, or start from the top, whatever? No, I didn't just decide that I wanted the eyes in. I wanted to make sure that that eyebrow being in the wrong spot by one didn't matter, and it doesn't. His face looks great. So we're going to finish up, like probably his little snoot. We'll finish this part hopefully this week. There's only 4 days of school this week, so maybe next week. And then I'll probably move back over here and finish up his tail and this paw, because I kind of abandoned it once I realized that something was wrong over here. Just because if there was something that needed a major fix, I wanted to go ahead and know that now before I got like all of this done. So I love him. And I decided, you saw in the picture that I put on the screen, but there's like trees and a cottage and stuff up here and snowflakes. And I'm not going to stitch those because it is for my son and it's like his mascot type deal that he'll probably hang in his room. So I will do the ground down here at the bottom. But I'm going to chart. They have a logo for his school that is just the 2 letters of the school name, the abbreviation. So I'm going to chart that and put that in here. And it'll be in the white with this navy blue accent that's up here. So I think that'll look really good. It'll stand out really well, I think. So he's coming right along. I said he is probably the fastest cottage garden that I will ever stitch, just because I am concentrating so hard on getting him done every week. Yeah, he's getting consistent progress, which with my rotation and things like that is not always something I can say for every project. And it is so funny. I missed a day stitching on this. Actually, the day that I filmed my last Flosstube, I couldn't stitch on it in Carline because somewhere between my house and parking at the school, I lost my needle. And I just have everything in this bag. I have, a pair of travel scissors clipped to one of my little electrical cords. And I had the one needle and the thread and the pattern in here, and that was it. So I learned a lesson because I couldn't find it anywhere. I was even out of the car looking kind of under the seat. Couldn't find it. Still haven't found it. And I learned a lesson to throw an extra pack of needles in this bag. So that's what I did. And watch now, I will never lose it again. Oops. Just dropped my finish on the floor. There is stuff everywhere. Okay. Moving on. I worked on one of my September whip Gogh goals. If you are not aware, whip Gogh is the brainchild of Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And one of the numbers in September was 18. And for me, that is Beachcomber from Lindy Stitches, which I coveted when it was an exclusive pattern to Acorns and Threads, and was so excited last year when it came out at Nashville Needlework Market. Snatched it up instantly, got the thread pack, all the things. So this is where it was when you last saw it at my mid-year whip parade. And so for whip Gogh, I put in 4 days or 4 stitching sessions really on each project. I really need to cut this fabric down because I have a whole nother half of this. But that's okay. I don't need it for anything right now. So it's just going to look like this. This is where it is now. Forgive my little needle minder poking out there. Bring it in. Basically, there's no basically about it. All I did in this 4 days was this fill-in on this box. But it's done. That fill-in is done. The rest of this will be a piece of cake when I get back to it. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait to have it done. I have all my little seed beads that are going to go on it. Oh, I'm just so excited to have it finished. On the pattern itself, there is a zip code here, which I believe would be the Acorns and Thread zip code. out there in the Pac Northwest. I haven't decided if I'm going to put a zip code on this or not. We have a couple of beaches that we have frequented, but none that are like so overly special that like we go there every year or anything like that. I might just leave it blank. Or I might stitch in a couple of the shells there to fill in space if I decide it looks too empty. But right now I think it looks pretty good. It's not like every other space is completely filled with an element. So right now I think it's looking okay. And then in the future, if there is a beach or a town or whatever, you know, beachside that is special to us in some way, I can add it later. You know, never know. We might move somewhere with a nice beach. I'm kind of looking into Scotland. Pipe dream. Yeah, I love this. This is, I think I say this about half of my projects. This is one of my favorite projects. You know, I've said before, when you covet a project so much and you're so excited about something and it's extra steps to acquire that thing and be able to work on it, there's always a little voice in your head that is saying, what if you don't end up liking this? What if this is a disaster? Thank goodness this one is not one of those things. I love it so much. It's even filling in that box, as awful as that was, truly. It made me happy to know that I had that done, dusted, out of the way, and we can move forward with the fun stuff. Okay, next, this one is in one of my self-made Q snaps, my J snaps, if you will. This is Reaching Skyward from Modern Folk Embroidery. So this is my Stitch Go call for both numbers, 14 and 18 in September. So for Stitch Go, I have taken the concept of Whip Go, put two of my largest projects alternating across a whole second board, and the number called equates to number of hundreds of stitches that I put into that project. So September's numbers are 14 and 18, which means that Reaching Skyward needs 3,200 stitches in it this month. I have a little over 1,500 because I put a little bit more in this morning and it's over a third of the way done. It's like 34%, I think, at this point. So this is where it was the last time you saw it come out, which was relatively recently. I don't think it was in the last video, but it could have been. There's a cat hair on it because that is my life. I might not be able to get it. There we go. So ignore all the messy fabric and everything because I am going to keep working on this until I hit my goal of the 3,200. But there it is now. You can like tilt it. There's the top border. So my favorite thing about this piece so far is right here in the middle. I recharted because these were dogs with this girl here. And I recharted them into cats. Aren't they cute? Oh, I love them. I'm not afraid to rechart something if it doesn't work for me. Now, in something more complicated, maybe I'd be a little less optimistic and confident in my skills with graph paper. But this was easy. This was a breeze. They fit in there perfectly. And so now it really represents me a lot better because I am a cat person. I love dogs, but I am truly a cat person. So I got all of this fill-in finished, got her stitched, the cats in. We're working our way down here. I did more of the borders. I stitched in more snowflakes. I am loving my decision to add the third color, to add that blue in for that pop against these two main colors. I think it's working out great. I love this piece. And I was actually on Jacob's website, on the Modern Folk Embroidery website 2 days ago, kind of plotting and planning, because I've decided that Modern Folk Embroidery is probably my go-to monochromatic or choose your own adventure color stitching designing moving forward. Just because I love all of his stuff so much. And I'm just so happy with where this is. And it stitches so fast. Like you hear, oh, you have to do 3,200 stitches in that, and you've got all this other stuff going on. I can sit down in an hour and put a couple hundred stitches into this. It just goes so fast. And I'm doing it one strand over one. This is 28 count mushroom lugana. Easy peasy. I can see it well. It's one strand is absolutely my preferred way to stitch these days, and I love this piece so much. I'm already thinking about 2026 plans, and I feel like this has to stay on the Stitch Go board. I kind of was going back and forth with putting my long dog Ragnarok on Stitch Go instead of this, or maybe adding it as a third project and doing every other 3. But I don't know. I don't know if I will, just because I feel like this gets worked up so fast. I just love it. So now that I have waxed poetic about Jacob for an obscenely long amount of time, can you see me trying to figure out places to put all this? It's a mess, you guys, but it's my mess, and that's fine. Okay. Next up, I do have some Halloween spooky stitching. Note cards, and I don't know where they went. That'll be fun to figure out later. Anyway, spooky stitching. Purrsival from MamaWitchXStitch. This project is so fun. And this is on a 20 count, just a mystery Aida from BeStitchMe. I got it in a Friday Night Fight Night, so it was one of those unnamed colors. It is the most perfect shade of slate blue, gray, dark goodness. So this is where Purrsival was the last time you saw him. He's over 70% complete now. Go Purrsival. So we'll see if the light in here will pick up the color of this fabric. It's just delicious. None of the pictures that I ever post on Instagram of this project specifically come out looking anywhere near the fabric color. Kind of. Yeah. So there he is now. So I finished himself completely. He's so cute. So then got to work on the broom. The broom is almost done. It's kind of sparse. I have a bunch of foliage to keep going and down here, but then he's done. He also stitches up fast. And 1 over 1 on this 20 count, just fantastic. Color is actually coming out really well today. I'm so happy. I love this fabric. And I have so much of it to use for something else here. Because he's a little guy. That's a great piece of fabric. So he's really cute. When I bought him, I actually accidentally bought him twice because I apparently loved him that much. Bought him, forgot all about it. Within 2 weeks, bought it again because she ran a sale. And I was like, oh, I love him. I'm going to go ahead and get him. Already owned it. I gave the other one to my friend Michelle from Stitching Group. More about her in a minute. So he's super cute. I love her shading and the colors she picks, like especially for this broom. Because sometimes I feel like brooms in cross-stitch patterns get a little one-dimensional. Because everybody kind of goes for that classic straw color. So this is great. Looks rustic and realistic, and I love it. So he will come out again a lot in October until he's finished, fingers crossed. I would love to get him finished this year during my Halloween stitching in October. Okay, next up is another Cottage Garden Samplings. So this is the bat. This I started after Stitch Away this past January because there was a little bat in the dining room of the restaurant. So myself and Erin and Amity from Hathaway Stitchers started the breakfast with a bat sale. Any pattern you have with a bat on it will do. I picked this one because I actually grabbed this pattern from the freebie table at Stitch Away. So had to started it on a piece of 36 count linen in Ceres from Under the Sea Fabrics, 1/2. This is what it looks like the last time you saw it, I believe, in my whip parade. I don't think he's been out since then. Ready? Here's where he is now. So I finished all of the fill-in up here, and I got all the rest of this wing finished with the little designs and started with the black, and we're filling in. And then after I finish filling all this in, it's just the little like leaves and stuff over here, and I feel like those will stitch up very quickly. This fabric is great. I'm really excited. Spoiler alert for plans, but I think I've mentioned it a bunch before. I'm starting a Wavy Ride by Blackbird tomorrow on the other half of this. Very excited. So he's so cute. I don't think I really like bats in person, but I'm a big fan of this. I just love these year in the woods animals. I don't want to stitch all of them because, you know, there's only so many animals you need. The ones that I have stitched and am currently stitching and have in my stash to stitch, they're just so cute. And I love their little designs. They are dense. If I have seen one person here lately start one of these and go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much stitching, grammar. I promise I have a master's degree in English. How much stitching goes into these Cottage Garden Samplings animals, and all of her patterns are like, they are dense, but they are worth it. They're beautiful. Okay. Straight through the rotation still from that last one before my new starts is my big Seasons of the Heart project from the Blue Flower. So I have all 4 of the, regular seasons. There's other Seasons of the Heart now, but there's spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And I am currently working on the little spring guy. And I'm doing these all in one. So like a grouping of 4 on the same piece of fabric. And it's a piece of 40 count even weave, so Verdal, from BeStitchMe in the color Autumn. It's just a gorgeous piece of fabric. I'm going to show you the whole piece and then I'll bring you in to see. So I'm going to have like the bottom half of this even after putting all 4 on it. So here's the whole piece. Sorry, my blinds are like kind of open, but kind of not, but I need the natural light. Here, you can see the whole piece here. And I'll bring you in so you can see. This is where I was on Seasons of the Heart Spring, the last time that you saw it. And I was so excited when I was stitching on this because you just never know. The border lined up, the heart lined up. I love it when a plan comes together. I would have cried, I think, to be honest with you, because I did a lot of inside stitching before I knew that these lined up. So here's where we are. So I finished this flower, got this little bunny in. Look at the baby bunny. He's so cute. There's a big bunny up here. You wait. And then I started working on this. And like I said, I finished up the border and the flower here to connect them. So it's coming right along. And then, so this is spring. I'll start summer next. I'm not doing these in the season that we're currently in. Like I'm not doing real time like I am with one of my other projects that's seasonal, where I'm sticking with whatever season we're in. We're not doing that here. We're just going straight through in order, or in my preferred order. Yeah. I love this. It's just a little guy on 40 count because I think these patterns are like 80 by 100. So it's not big, but it is a lot of stitching, which blue flowers tend to be. But the blue flower is hands down my favorite designer. So it's worth it. I love this piece. Okay. Should we do a finish first or should we do starts first? Let's do starts first. Shall we? So the first thing that I finally started my Woodcut Stitch Witch from Raven Coven. And in fact, I started it 3 times in the same day. Started this on September 7th, so it was a Sunday. First thing I did was, well, let me show you. The first fabric that I picked out was this coconut shell. It's a 16 count from BeStitchMe. It's an Aida. It's nice. It's pretty. I love this murky brown gray modeling color. Love it. And it, in my opinion, went very well with the floss that I picked out, which is this Pirate Robin Midnight Blue. I've showed this before. Can you see that's blue? Maybe. Who knows? The lighting's awful, but that's fine. So I started it on this side. When I bought my floss, I, in my brain, thought this was either 18 or 20 count. Because usually I buy 18 or 20 count. I like little. It's not. So I started it and I thought, well, you know what? It's like a wood carving. It can be kind of sparse. I'll start it with 1 strand on the 16 count because I did not buy enough to do 2 strands on 16 count. And dye lots, we're not going to go there. So this is what it looks like. And from your perspective, I think this probably looks okay. I think it probably looks like that's the wrong side. I'm new. It probably looks fine. But if I bring this in, just you might not be able to see a thing, in my opinion, and in good light. This is too sparse. It looks gappy and it looks unfinished. And it's just not the look I was going for with that burnt wood look, which is what it is supposed to represent, right? So you can see, like, I stopped, like, right in the middle. I was like, no, this is like 500 stitches. And then I thought, well, maybe I will just do it with 2 strands and just see if maybe I can get the same dialogue. It felt too bulky. I ripped that out. Well, I didn't rip it. I very carefully removed it so that I could still have the floss. And as you can see, I am keeping this in the project bag. So if I need to, I have a little bit of emergency backup floss. At least for now. But it is going to come out eventually. So then I decided to go back into my fabric stash. And I pulled out a 20 count Aida in the color Grogg from BeStitchMe. It is a lighter color tan. So, you know, we're working with, you know, a lighter green wood. This is a different tree. But 1 strand on this 20 count looks so much better. So much better. She's very wrinkly though. So this is where I got to. There's like 700 or 800 stitches in this now. So we're past where I was before. I was so mad. I was so mad at myself. Like, why did I go so far in that one knowing I didn't like the coverage? So there we go. I like it. I do wish the fabric was that darker, but it's not worth ordering a piece or whatever. But I wanted to get it started and I think this looks good. So I like it. You know, nothing interesting yet, but we're getting there. This is like where that dragon is going to come in. And all that, and then we'll move down. We're going to have that cat and all that. Love it. So much happier with the coverage with the 1 strand on the 20 count. It just looks more like it was burnt in by, you know, a woodworker. So it's going to be smaller than even I intended originally. Although I guess I kind of thought it was going to be on 20 count anyway. That's what was in my brain. I should know that sometimes during fight nights, I just get really excited on a piece of fabric. And sometimes that means that I pick pieces that are not in the counts that I normally would stitch on. That's okay. Every piece of fabric is useful for something. So there was just a little bit of drama with getting that one started, but what's life without a little bit of drama? My next start, I love this piece. I started this yesterday, and it's going to be for my husband for Christmas. So we had a talk like a week ago, and I said, do you watch these videos? Be honest with me, because you don't ever talk to me about them, but do you watch them? I know your coworkers, some of them tune in every now and then. He said, no, I don't watch them. He's like, I've been curious, but I haven't watched them. I don't want you to feel like, self-conscious that I'm going to see, like, whatever. I said, well, you can watch them, but you need to ask me before whichever one you want to watch because I'm starting something for you. So I started it yesterday. It looks like a big blob of nothing right now, but this is Gogh Frog from Cherry Mary store. She has a whole set of these. I love them. They stitch up so fast. I have put over 700 stitches into this, 700 something. It's like 14% done already. It's a little guy. And it looks like nothing right now. Let's put something behind this because I haven't done any of the frog yet. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so easy. It's not confetti heavy. There's blocks or like swatches of the same colors. Look at that. Doesn't that look just like the Van Gogh painting? This little chicken I got from somebody at StitchCon. Isn't he cute? Oh yeah, just a little fella. This will go down to about here. And then it goes over probably to about here. It's like it's square. So about here to here. It fits within this little Q-snap. This is another one that I made out of PVC pipe. Big shout out. Big shout out to the girl who told me about a PVC cutter instead of a hacksaw. Thank you. So that's how little. I don't have the world's biggest head, I don't think. So that's a little guy. I'm so excited. Like this, you can see that's where the hat's going to be. And then Kermit's right here. Oh, I'm hoping that he loves this enough to display it in his office at work because they have all kinds of unhinged things hanging on the walls and on desks and things at his office. Because he works in like a central receiving thing. He's the manager. And if he likes it enough to do that, I swear I'm going to stitch all the rest. They're going to have like a little art gallery of Kermit. So super cute. I am going to try and work on this some more today while he's at work before or after Carline. I don't know. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I might have time before. But I can only work on it when he's at work. Although right now he'd have no idea what this was. Because he does pay attention. Marry you somebody who cares about your extracurricular hobbies. Okay? So he would ask. So I stitched on it yesterday while he was at work, and I stitched on it in the car waiting for volleyball practice to end last night. Love that. I have 2 cats fighting through a door. Oh, the brain cells, man. I don't know. They're not always there. What can you do? Okay, ready for a finish? Let's do a finish. So let me find, I have the book. One of my absolute favorite pattern books is this Cross Stitch in the Forest book from Max Pigeon of Pigeon Coop Designs. This is now the second project that I have finished out of this book, and that's exciting because that means I get to pick another one. So I will be doing that, maybe something more of a spring vibe. I have done a winter vibe and I have done a fall vibe. So maybe we'll do a spring one next and get that started sometime next year. So I have a lot going on the last of 2025, that's for sure. So I stitched Autumn Drizzle. That's my finish for today. It's on an 18 count Aida. Here it is. The Aida is like a pinkish brown color. I don't know if it's really coming through on the camera. This is a Christmas gift for someone in our family, a couple of someones in our family. I don't know if they watch these videos either, to be quite honest with you. So I have a little tray I'm going to finish this into. The last couple of Christmases I've done holiday vibes. So at least for this one, I wanted to do something different. So, and they're from the mountains of Eastern Kentucky. So they don't live there anymore, but it was home. So I love it. Just his use of color blocks, like not just the different, shading and different, ways colors work together. Just the way he uses blocks is so cool, especially like these trees. Like, can you see like the tiny little 3/4 stitches that make like sort of branches in there? It's fantastic. Such a good piece. So I'm excited to get this one all finished up and gifted for Christmas. So one Christmas gift out of 3 finished. Not bad for the middle of September, if I do say so myself. Pat myself on the back just a little bit. Put that back in the bag. Okay. Let's talk plans. The plans coincide with the acquisitions. And like I said, most of my acquisitions this time around were purposeful. And I love that for me because sometimes I can get a little carried away. But I didn't this time, in my opinion. So let's see. First thing that I want to show. No, I don't have it with me, but you've seen it. You haven't. It's not changed since you saw it. I've got my last September Whip Go goal, which is Feather Fairy from Mirabilia. That's number 14. So I need to put 4 days in on that, or 4 sessions in on that. Plenty of time to do that. We'll get that done. I said I'm starting Away We Ride by Blackbird tomorrow night at Stitching Group. Very excited about that. The Harvest Moon Hangout from Lindy Stitches is this weekend. If you have not gone and watched Steph's video, I'm going to make a note to tag Lindy Stitches, Flosstube, in the description box below. She has a great preview of Harvest Moon Hangout. The ticket was like $15, maybe $10, $15, something like that. But she showed the patterns that are coming to market, to the shopping hall for that, and the fabric, which is this gorgeous, dusty purple, green. It's a Halloween situation, and I think I'm going to have to. So I'm excited about that. I do plan to actually sit in some of the stitching rooms this time. So I will try to remember to post on Instagram what room I'm in if I find somewhere to stick around for a while. Maybe not. But if we run into each other, that'll be fun. So say hi if you do see me in any of the rooms or anything like that this weekend. Okay. So first thing I want to show just real quick, Lisa from Forest City Stitching, who I'll tag below as well. She won a giveaway a month ago, month and a half maybe. She's up in Canada, so it took me a little while to get it out to her. It was like right when my husband had his hernia surgery. It's the whole thing. We figured it out. But she sent me a thank you card, which she didn't need to do. And she knows that I'm a big like Disney World land person, and that I'm working on a Splash Mountain crest piece. She sent me little stickers. So it says, I live in Frontierland. I have a needle minder of this exact thing. The mountains are calling and I must go. And then the only way out is a long way down. And then, looking for trouble. So just cute little Frontierland Splash Mountain Disney stickers, which, I grabbed the mail on the way to school pickup, and I was sitting in the car line, and I opened this card, and the people in front and behind me in their cars probably heard me because I squealed. So thank you, Lisa. So sweet. Okay, stitching stuff. I won a giveaway from BeStitchMe's anniversary giveaways that Brandy did. She had 45 or 50 giveaways, and I won one. And I was so excited because I'm going to stitch my little needle liner from Fanny. I'm going to stitch The Apprentice from Autumn Lane. And I didn't necessarily want to do it on a neutral. And I entered this giveaway specifically with this in mind, and it's the one that I won. There's something to be said for fate. So I won this 32 count linen, and it's a mystery. We're going to show the whole kit and caboodle here. You ready? This fabric. Oh my God. Yeah, we love that. So just this beautiful purples, blues. I have stitched on It's a Mystery before. I did a Halloween sale from maybe Tiny Modernist. I think, yes. A couple years ago. But it was on a lugana. So the dye, obviously, with lugana does not take nearly as well as it does on a linen. So this is a completely different fabric color. Oh, beautiful. And I think that's going to look incredible on it. It's going to look like his little potions or her little potions are just exploding everywhere. So I was just thrilled when I saw that I won that specific giveaway. And I'm going to tell you right now, you guys, I don't win things anywhere else except BeStitchMe. There's some kind of cosmic thing that happens with me and BeStitchMe, and I have won several things, and I'm very grateful. This one is probably the one that I was the most fate driven, in my opinion. I'm so excited to get this started. This was originally a piece that I kind of considered I would start for this fall Halloween season. Oh, there's a cat up here. Hello, Augie. You might do it. But now that I have this fabric, we're absolutely starting it this spooky season, Halloween, fall season. Okay, the next thing. Come here. Come here. You want to come say hi? Oh, no. Now you're shy. Okay. Whatever you say, girl. You saw that. That was his tail. You can't. August. Get. Augustus. Mr. Floof. Go. Go. The video production today is time. Anyway, I had shared my plans last time to start one of the patterns from Meg's book, The Witchy Stitcher, The Witchy Stitching book. And that has turned into a reality. I am going to start the Ferris wheel. And I, of course, do not have that page marked because why would I? So here is the vintage Halloween Ferris wheel. Love that. So I'm going to start it. I'm going to start it on October 1st. There are several people who have reached out and said they wanted to start it with me. So that's exciting. I am putting it on this piece of Jack-o'-lantern, which was my BeStitchMe fabric of the month from August. And I have to show you this bag. This is a Quilt Church bag, my friend Krista, and I got this in the mail like a week ago, and I had a slight panic for a second because I thought, did I drink too much one night and go shopping? Or did I buy this in my sleep? And then I opened it all the way up and there was a card in it, and my friend Michelle from my stitching group had bought it and had it sent to me. Because I was like, how does Krista have my address? I don't think I ever given Krista my address. And then it was, oh my God, what did I do? And then it was, oh, Michelle, you little snake. How cute. If you haven't gotten a Quilt Church bag, you really need to. It's so cute. Look at the little hearses. And, oh. And then the back is this beautiful. And there's candy canes quilted into it. Candy canes. Good Lord. Candy corn. It's odd. He threw me off. So I thought that was the perfect vibe for all this. So it went straight in there. And I'm so grateful, Michelle. Thank you so much. Made my day. Was very confused for a minute, but you made my day. Next plan that I have, I think I showed you last time that I purchased the Glowstone City portal from Pain Free Crafts. This is a big, big project. And I was talking to Heather, the 20-minute stitcher, and she and Laura from Stitching with the Shore are starting the autumn portal on the first day of fall. Now I have other stitching obligations on the first day of fall, but I also don't think I would have the threads to go. This sucker is like 202 by 800. She's big. She's big. Now that's not the most stitches that I've ever done or have a project with a stitch count of, but it's definitely the longest. So it's big, it's full coverage. So, I ran straight to 1, 2, 3 stitch. And this is a half yard of 28 count, easy count lugana. Just there you go. That's what we're working with here. And I'm going to do it 1/1. 1/1 on 28 count lugana means that this sucker is still going to be about 30 inches long. There's no way around it. It's big. But it's so pretty. It really gives me Avatar vibes, if I'm being completely honest. And I need another full coverage project going. Like I need, a third arm. But I told Heather it might be my New Year's Eve start. Because that's who I am as a person. We're just going to say forget it and start it anyway. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. What else do I have going on? Let me show you. We were just showing the BeStitchMe fabrics a minute ago. I did get a piece from Fight Night. This is a 32 count lugana in Winter Mix. Very pretty blue. Love that. When I was talking earlier about making modern folk embroidery my new go-to monochrome-ish stitching, I bought this with that in mind. Because I feel like this with either a white, like a B5200 or something similar would be a really pretty tone-on-tone project. Probably be impossible to see while I'm doing it. I'm going to need a really good light. But the wheels up here are a spinning. So we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Otherwise, it's just a really pretty piece of fabric, and I like it a lot. So well worth the money, especially because you get a discount if you're in the Fabric of the Month Club. So it was like $22 instead of $25. Can't beat it. Okay. just my market haul left. Oh, plus when I ordered on 123 Stitch, I couldn't just let that fabric travel alone. I also needed some DMC that Michaels did not have in stock. So I ordered that from them. And then I picked up this year's Wee Santa because I'm not a bird person, but this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Look at him holding that goose. I don't know. It reminds me of the Muppet Christmas Carol. I know that they were like penguins, but like the Christmas penguins. They're the Christmas geese. So I think they're geese. Yeah. Are these geese? They're really cute. No, and it's tiny, right? It's like 71 by 70. So on 32 count, it says it's 4.4 by 4.4. And I'll probably do it on 36 or 40. So anyway, marketplace haul. I got 5 patterns. You all know I got this one. You know I got the new Lola Crow. I had mentioned that before. Someone in my stitching group was like, but it has birds. And I said, yeah, but they're honeybirds. It's a murder in the pumpkin patch. Can't go wrong with that. I love this so much. It's not very big either. 144 by 104. Love Lola Crow. Her piece for the Harvest Moon Hangout this weekend is adorable. Adorable. It's amazing how many patterns she can put a raccoon in and have it look cute every time. Anyway, the next one that I bought is from Keslin's. This is Curious Simon. There's so many things that you could do with this because it's just 2 colors. It's a variegated, and then they used an Veriswa metallic for the eyes. So that's a different color. But I mean, you could use 310. You could use whatever you wanted for the eyes. You know, you could make it look, photorealistic to your cat if you wanted to. I'm kind of thinking of turning this into Augie, who's black and white, but then also just doing my other cats as well. And they're like tabbies. So there would be like a mix of browns and oranges and creams, and then their eyes would be green and yellow. So lots of opportunities to make that your own, which I love. Then I bought this from Quaternion Creations. This is the seeds. I love this. It says, they tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. And I was reading it I won't read the whole thing, but on the back of this pattern, there is the tale of the flower elves. It's a Chinese folk tale. And it just tells the whole story about, this woman there were 18 aunts, and there was, they visited a scholar, and there was a whole thing. And these aunts are basically the spirits of the flowers from this garden. And it's a whole story, and it's a great story, and it's a great message. So, especially, in current times, I just feel this very deeply. So beyond even the Chinese folktale, I resonate with this. So definitely want to stitch this, and I'll probably put it on some crazy color fabric because I'm feeling that right now. Then I had to buy the Silver Creek Samplers Rack the Halls. I'm probably going to make that cat black and white. He's staring at me right now, which is much better than what he was doing a few minutes ago. So love that. Silver Creek is another one, just like Cottage Garden. There's more stitches in here than you think. So be warned. And then my last one, I am going to butcher this, and I'm so sorry. It's from Serenita di Campagna, I think is how you would pronounce that. It's called Midnight. Look at this cat. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous shading on that cat. Just a really, really, really cute project. I kind of want to do it on a neutral, just like it's shown, because I feel like that really helps everything pop out. But then I also kind of want to do it on like a deep green, like an emerald green, sort of. So I'm on the lookout for a very deep green fabric because I just want to see. And if I don't use it for this, I'm sure I'll use it for something. That's it. My bucket is empty. So this is kind of a long one today. Sorry if you stuck around. Thank you. You're crazy, but I love you for it. You're my kind of crazy. That'll do it for me. I'm getting really close to 2,000 subscribers, which is also crazy. But I have a couple of patterns that I will give away once we hit that, probably by the next video at the rate we're going. I'm in like the 1970s, which is, I don't know. You guys are crazy and I love it. How many times can I tell you that? I should probably stop before I just keep repeating myself. I think I'm hungry and I need to edit and hopefully get this up before I leave for the car line. So I hope you all have the best next 2 weeks and that you get a lot of stitching done. When I come back, we'll be at the end of September. So we'll wrap it up and we'll be moving straight into Halloween. So I'll see y'all then. Bye y'all.